Of the relationship is that it is leading. The devil doesn't want twin flames to be together because the devil knows how powerful twin flames are together. What I mean by this is that twin flames are literally here to create heaven on earth. The whole purpose of the relationship is that it is bringing you back to God. It is a spiritual relationship. They're not just your ultimate lover, but a relationship that awakens you and helps you expand your consciousness. It is a love.
It's not just a spiritual relationship, it's a spiritual and a physical. Sorry, I'm chewing ice, but it's not just a spiritual relationship, it's a spiritual and a physical. Some people are just given a certain amount of time to say certain things. That's why they can't explain everything to the fullest. So it's not me just trying to be like, oh yeah, you said it wrong. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, we're glad that the message is out. So, the reason why it happens in the spiritual first is so that you guys can learn how to connect and feel each other. So you don't rely on just your physical to be together. Like if you were ever apart to go to the store, once you guys get together in the physical, you never want to split up ever again, right? But it's just a way to teach you that you have a spiritual power connection. Spiritual connection is what makes sex and lovemaking so powerful and so amazing. Without that spiritual connection and that spiritual bond, you're just gonna be fucking a body. You're just having sex with a body. When you have a spiritual bond with someone, it's more than the physical. You're intertwining on the spiritual level and you're connecting with that person on the deepest levels. And you're not just having sex, you're healing each other.
So pure and divine compared to what we are even taught in the world today. And this is why we have so many people telling you and saying that, oh, twin flames can't be together, or not everyone has one, or it's some sort of new age evil thing, is because this is how ingrained separation consciousness is in humanity. People are so far from love and so far from God that they would rather resist it than actually see it for what it really is, which is a call to love. And the devil doesn't like when you answer any sort of call to love or any sort of invitation to peace. It's best to answer the call to love rather to resist it, because this is what's going to help lead humanity back to where it needs to be, which is in harmony with God and with love.
So what is a twin flame? A twin flame is not to be mixed up with a soulmate because they're completely different. A twin flame is one soul incarnated into two physical vessels. You are the same energy in two bodies, okay? Think of a magnet or a battery. It's the same one magnet and one battery, but there's two ends of energy, right? That are opposites. Now, it's not to say that just because it's positive and negative energy that it's good or bad. It's more so just the polarity of it. A twin flame's role, typically the divine masculine, quote unquote, comes into the divine feminine's life to really shake shit up, causes a massive spiritual awakening, highly intense ego death and dark night of the soul. And this puts the divine feminine on an exhilarated path of ascension where the main focus is self-development and, really leaning more into the esoteric. I know everything may feel really intense if you're going through this.
I want you guys to know that the dark night of the soul, obviously, you see how crazy and ugly and messy I look. It almost tore me apart, babe. Almost tore me apart. I mean, I don't know what my twin's going through. I mean, the way his hair looks so nice. Looks like he hasn't been through hell. He hasn't been through nothing, but you still don't know what he's been through. The universe only gives you what your body can handle, and I don't think I was able to handle what I did without God like I would have been able to. The dark night of the soul feels like the universe is trying to open your body apart, alive. It's so scary. It's so terrifying. It felt like I was being split right before our very eyes, right there. It was so fucking scary. So fucking scary. Slowly too. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. It would never happen to me. But because what was happening is my soul was looking for me, and my soul was finding a way to come out of my body. It was so terrifying, guys. I never want to go through that shit again. That's why I don't play with the connection. I don't care how embarrassing this shit looks that I'm chasing after him. At least I'm chasing after a fine ass man, not a fucking weird ass. You know what I mean? And this is confirmation. This is literally him, because he's like watching all my videos and I'm responding to him.
Sweetheart, people ask me about our love story all the time, and every time they do, I find myself at a loss for words for a moment. It's not because I don't want to talk about us, honestly. I could talk about you forever. It's just that I never quite know how to explain what we have in a way that others will actually get. What we have goes...
Baby, I know. How do you think I feel? I'm just remembering a Gossip Girl. How do you think I feel? I feel like this is just so embarrassing, suddenly coming and telling people about, you know what I mean? It's hard to, so I feel like in that case you should kind of understand and get into the battle or the ring with me, even if it's embarrassing and you don't know how to explain it. I think you're doing good. The goal is to just tell them like, hey, look, like, this is me. I love her. Why do I have to be the one that tells the world, and you going around telling the world that you're with someone else and they're all looking at me looking like I'm a homewrecker? Like, I just don't want it. I'm tired of love making a fool out of me. And I feel like if you really love me, you'll get out here with me. And you don't want to be with her. Like, I know you don't. All of us can see it's so clear that you don't want to be with her. There's no sense. You become the devil when you force yourself to be with someone that's not compatible with you.
It's way beyond.
And I do know that I don't understand every single situation, but it's on you to explain that situation to the best of your abilities to me, so I can be able to understand if there is a situation.
Normal relationships. It's not just about the time we've spent together or the memories we've made. It's something much deeper, more spiritual, more meaningful than that. When I try to describe it, when I tell people that our connection is spiritual and doesn't depend on just words or being physically together, they often look at me like I'm crazy, or like they don't believe me. They can't understand how our bond keeps getting stronger, even when we're not talking or physically near each other. They think I'm making it up or living in some fantasy world. When I tell them that,
Welcome to my world.
I can actually feel your emotions in my heart, your happiness, your struggles, your thoughts, even when you're quiet. They give me these confused looks, like I'm quoting some cheesy romance. They give me these confused looks, like I'm quoting some cheesy romance movie, instead of telling them the truth. And when I try to explain that what we have is nothing like the relationships they know, they act like I'm just being dramatic or making things up. Sometimes it makes me smile, their disbelief and confusion. Because
The reason people act that way is because they have the devil in them. I'm telling you. They've been deceived for so long. They don't eat well, babe. I see what's on everybody's plate. They don't eat well, so that whatever is inside of their body is evil and dark. When you are evil and dark, and you eat evil and you practice evil, whether it's blindly or consciously, you are less likely to hear your intuition. You're not in tune with the universe's ways. You're in tune with death. You're in tune with darkness. Now, you're getting a lot of your light from me as well. And I'm getting a lot of light from you, but the fact that you're exercising, eating meat, that could put you in their state. So sometimes when one twin fails, the other twin fills in, and so that way that twin is not completely blinded and confused and filled with darkness. So also there probably, I'm sure there are things that you're doing that are keeping you from being completely like them, but they're trying to make you like them. Even Quincy trying to make you like her, like you're not like them. You get what I mean? And so it's like you either have to change them or come out of it where we can build our own families. Because I promise, babe, I don't have time to fight with your family and explain myself. I don't have time for that. I don't. You might want me to make time, but the last thing I need is to get inside of someone's family and they start making me feel bad about who I am and being with you, and then you not being strong enough to defend me. You have to choose me over your family. I'm your family. I'm the one that's giving you babies. I'm your soul. We have the same soul, right? So you can't just neglect me over them. What are they going to do for you? They're going to kill you. Because obviously they don't even know how to feed themselves well. When you eat plants, you're in tune with the powers of the universe. Right? That's why everybody's starting to change their skincare line from animal for cruelty to vegan. The next they need to do is change their diet. Right? You have to do that yourself. But listen, forever was not made for everybody. So everybody might not agree with those words, and that's okay. You don't have to even try to explain to them why you're going vegan. They'll eventually see what you have to stand firm and say, I don't want you to cook for me anymore. I just don't want you to do this for me, even if it makes them angry. Don't be a people pleaser. Fight for yourself.
I know that what we have isn't meant for everyone to understand. How can I possibly make them see that even when you're not around, you're still with me? That my heart and soul stay connected to yours. No,
Baby, the only way to explain this is for us to be together. You don't have to explain. They're there to wear you out. They're full of confusion, and they want you to be confused. They want you to doubt the connection because they doubt the connection. They want you to run around in circles until you lose your senses, until you lose your ability to believe, your ability to think, and your strength. That's the work of Satan. The work of the angels is telling you to hang on. It's telling you not to feed into their bullshit. It's reminding you that those people are not your family. They will never be your family. They were your temporary family. As long as they still believe that way and doubt it and acting like they can't believe, aren't they college graduates? That they can't believe anything. They don't have no faith at all. You know what I mean? So, I didn't even graduate from college and I had faith. That's because I came from nothing. When people come from something and always have money, they don't believe in supernatural powers. They believe in their work, the works of their hands. But even that's faith. Even that takes faith. Right? They're eating improper foods.
no matter
Horrible.
how far apart we are, people often brush off this kind of love as unrealistic. They tell me to stop watching so many romantic movies or reading too many love stories. But what they don't get is that this connection isn't fiction.
And they're also very perverted too. I sense a perversion in them. They're perverted on the inside. Perversion tells you not to listen to love. That's the devil, babe. Satan says that. You have to think like a child. Believe like a child. Faith like a child. All you need is faith as small as a mustard seed. You don't need adult thinking. The way adults think it's not faithful. It's not. The kingdom of heaven is made for those that are like children. like children, but there are those that are trying to be like children, but they have a devil in them. That's her. They like to pervert every situation, watch you suffer. I don't take joy in watching my twin suffer. It's not fun for me. I don't take joy in having him look mistreated. It hurts me when he's hurt. When people think that it's a reward to watch you suffer because they've suffered, that's because they have the devil in them. I've been through hell, but do you think I want revenge? I don't want to see you suffer. Whenever I turn to another guy, I do it because I want to be comforted because I'm hurting. Not because I want you to watch me, but also because I want you to see what it feels like to go through what I'm going through, so you can probably stop. It could be what they're trying to do, but that's not what I want. Well, I don't want life to be like that. That's not what they're trying to do. They're actually enjoying to watch you suffer. And you can tell because they laugh. To me, it's not funny. Watching you hurt because I see you from every angle. You're just a child to me. You're a husband, a man, but you're a baby to me. And it's good for me to see you like a baby because then I can nurture you and nurse you. Versus me thinking you're a grown-ass man. You know what I mean? That's not how you talk to your husband. It's not how you talk. That's your baby.
Get is that this connection isn't fiction. It's real, raw, and alive in me every single day. No one can truly understand what we have unless they've experienced something like it themselves.
Right.
And even then, every love story is unique. Was written by the universe itself. There are times when I talk about the signs, the coincidences, the way the universe keeps reminding me of you, and I can see the doubt in their eyes. They think I'm imagining patterns or looking for meaning where there isn't any. But I know better. I've seen too many little miracles, too many perfectly timed messages.
I love you so much. You know better. Yes, I know you know better. You're beautiful. You're so beautiful. I can see it right in your energy, in your aura. There is no anger, no frustration that can keep me from seeing how beautiful of a dove that you are. It tries. They try. I get angry at your action. That's why I tell you be careful. But at the same time, don't hold back, because I'd rather you be set free from your anger than for you to hold it in. And I'll heal.
And felt too many undeniable connections to question what I know in my heart. This love we share is special. It's rare, and it's not for the world to approve or validate. It's enough that you and I know what we have. I feel incredibly proud of the bond we've been blessed with. It's not always easy, and it doesn't always follow the rules that others expect love to follow. But it is real, and it is strong. I feel so lucky, truly lucky, that the universe brought you into my life. I don't take a single moment of our journey for granted. I love this feeling that comes over me whenever I think about you. It's like my heart turns into a ping pong ball, bouncing with excitement and joy. You've brought a light into my life that I never knew I was missing. And now that I have it, I can't imagine my life without it or without you. I wouldn't change a thing about our story, not even the parts that others don't understand. This, our journey, our love, our connection, uniquely ours, it's been written by God, planned by destiny, and blessed by something far greater than us. I will forever treasure this bond from the deepest parts of my heart. One day, I believe, the world will understand when they see us united in marriage, standing side by side, our love shining so clearly that no one can deny its truth. And when that day comes, I hope our children will grow up seeing in us what love truly means: kindness, patience, connection, depth, and unwavering commitment. I love you with everything I am, and I know I could never want anyone else. You are the only one who truly completes me, who makes me feel understood and accepted in ways I never thought possible. You are my perfect life partner, the one who brings out the best in me and makes me shine even in my darkest moments. With you, I feel seen. I feel valued. I feel safe. And most importantly, I feel loved in the purest, truest way. As I look ahead to the future, I dream of a life filled with shared laughter, deep conversations, quiet moments of peace, and to build a home based on understanding and care, to create memories that our hearts will hold on to forever. I want a life where love isn't just spoken, but felt every single day. Let's walk forward, hand in hand, through all of life's ups and downs, always knowing that we are each other's greatest blessing. I love you deeply, endlessly, and always. Let's live a life full of love, one heartbeat at a time. My dear, I want you to know something important. I'm not a cold-hearted person. I know that sometimes people might misunderstand me or make assumptions based on how I seem on the surface. They might think I'm arrogant, distant, or even rude. But that's not who I truly am. Deep inside, I have a heart that's soft, warm, and full of love.
See
A
it.
heart that longs to be cared for.
And I see it, baby. I see it. I see it in your videos. I see it on the look on your face. I feel it in your smile. I see when she's hurting you. I see how people mistreat you. I see what you see in people. You're not spoiled, not to me. I feel like you're deserving of the best. That's just how I feel. Unless you've been a naughty boy, then I have to give you a little bit. I have to punish you a little bit, just a little bit, baby.
And to care
And that could be just me pulling away, just a little bit.
deeply for someone else. I have dreams of being loved, genuinely, passionately, and completely. I picture a relationship where love is not just shared, but celebrated. A connection where joy, trust, and companionship grow naturally and abundantly, like everyone else. I want to experience the small and beautiful moments of love, too. I want to go on late-night walks, hold hands in silence, laugh over silly jokes, and have deep conversations under the stars. I want to go on simple dates, coffee shops, bookstores, quiet corners of the world where it feels like time stops. Just for us, I want to give someone my trust completely and sincerely from the bottom of my heart. I want to find that one person I can depend on, someone I can confide in.
Baby, that's me. You found me, okay, babe? Please. But I completely understand what you mean, baby. When you say, you're just saying that you want to find that. Not saying you haven't found it, but, I love you.
Someone who becomes a safe place, a home within another soul. But there's a fear inside me, one that holds me back, no matter how much I want these things. I'm not scared of heartbreak. I'm scared of I'm afraid of becoming how much I want these things. I'm not scared of heartbreak. I'm scared of losing myself. I'm afraid of becoming so emotionally attached to someone that imagining life without them becomes impossible. And what if, after becoming that close, they don't understand my dreams? What if they ask me, directly or indirectly, to let go of the things I've worked so hard for? That's where my real fear lies. I'm an ambitious person. I've set certain goals for myself, dreams that define me, shape me, and give me purpose. I know who I am and what I want to achieve in life. And I know with complete certainty that if I were to give up on those dreams, even for love, I would never be truly happy. I would feel suffocated. That kind of sacrifice would break something inside me. I've seen others go down that path, giving up careers, passions, or ambitions for the sake of love or family. I admire their strength. I really do. But I also know that I'm not built that way. If I let go of what I love, I wouldn't be me anymore. That's what makes relationships so scary for me. I worry that loving someone deeply would cost me my freedom, my independence, and eventually, my identity. I don't want to be.
Wow, that's so powerful, babe, because I understand exactly what you mean. Like, that's exactly how I feel. I feel like I'm gonna lose myself, lose my head. I don't know what's gonna happen. Love is so powerful. I've fallen in love before. I don't feel like I've fallen in love like this. Every time you fall in love with someone, there is a different energy. It's almost like it tells you, okay, this is forever, but you don't know if it's forever, because it almost all feels like it's going to be forever, but there is a different language in every connection. There are some connections that just make you feel so in love that you're sick, and there are some connections that you feel like you're addicted, and it's unhealthy, and you can tell by the way he talks to you. But like, the difference between you and my other guys is my exes, where they're not my guys anymore, is that they're childish. They're so childish. And I do understand that in love you do get childish, because you have an inner child in you that it's just, you are allowed to. I want you to be free to express yourself. That's the type of wife that I am. I understand, but I don't want you to be dangerous for my existence, meaning like try to kill me, like try to shoot me or stab me, that's overboard. A slap here and there is no big deal. You love me. You want to be with me. That's why you're dealing with me. I've always been the type of woman that just wanted someone that will deal with me versus running away from me all the time. Running away from the connection, running away from how much I love them. I'm like, if you're running away, it's because you're not compatible. We're not compatible. You can go. You're free to go. I want someone that can handle all of this power, all this love. I'm a powerful woman. I'm full of character. I'm full of devotion, full of life, full of God. So I'm expressive. I'm like a dove. I'm a bird. I mean, imagine being Mother Earth. You're full of character. So you just have to really understand kids. That's why I always try to tell people, don't stop people from playing and enjoying their time. I know it can be a little disruptive, but if you learn how to order and do certain things, it'll work out. And I think they're definitely doing their best to do that, and they're doing that. But at the same time, you just still don't want to interfere, because you understand, like, I walk their walk so I can have a better understanding. So when we build a business and an organization and an apartment complex, we're living in this situation so we can understand their position, right? So we're not like the rest of the owners that don't understand. Our goal is to win. You get what I mean? If they don't want to win, that's on them. If they don't want to listen, that's on them. But until then, we have to build something and have multiple organizations where we can have a bunch of people, direct people where to go, on what to do, educational systems. It doesn't take much. All you have to do is be devoted and things can work out. Without devotion and commitment, things are not going to work out. It's what you commit yourself to. When you find a great husband, someone that loves you, there is so much, life has so much to offer the both of you, that you want to do things. You want to help. You got to be a great dad. That's the thing. And I think, Zach, you're a great dad, babe.
In a situation where every decision I make has to go through someone else's expectations or approval. I don't want to lose the right to choose for myself. That thought.
Right. And I feel like she's in a lot of ways she's controlling you. I'm a universal person, and I don't want you to lose the right to control. I want you to be in control. I want you to be free. I can tell when you're not free and when you're not happy. That's why twins exist, because it's the only way you're going to be able to understand your partners, if you both have the same soul. And whatever you do, if you hurt him, you're going to hurt yourself. And that way you won't hurt him, or you won't hurt her, because it only backfires on you. You understand?
Terrifies me. I want love, but not the kind that limits me. I want to be able to chase my goals without feeling guilty. I want to grow, and I want my partner to grow alongside me, not hold me back. I dream of a love that feels like wings, not chains.
I agree. I totally agree. And sometimes the universe puts us in situations where we do feel that we're in chains. But I feel, when I look at you, babe, I feel set free. Feel like I'm looking at a man like forever. I'm looking at forever. I'm looking at a dove. I'm looking at an angel. I'm looking at such a beautiful person that if anybody said anything different, they would be lying. I've seen beautiful people with ugly insides, with the ugly spirit, and they literally don't look as handsome as they appear once you get to know them on the inside. And I think you're wonderful. And I'm pretty sure even with your dark side, I would still be in love. The goal is to keep me hooked. Obsessed.
I want a partner who encourages me to be my best self, who understands that love and ambition can exist together. Someone who doesn't just stand by me, but pushes me forward, reminding me that I'm capable of achieving. Everything I dream of. I want someone who knows how important my family is to me and would never ask me to choose between them. I need
I know what you mean, babe, because you don't want to feel alone, but in times, in connections, you're free to have your family and everything. But in when it comes to being married to people, if your person is if your family is hurting your person, and your family is mistreating the person that you love, and the person that you love feels like they're not being treated well, you have to choose your person. Otherwise, your person is going to say, well, then why don't you go marry them? Why don't you go marry them? Why don't you fuck them? That's what I'm going to say. You get what I mean? Because I'm like, it's not that I don't want you. I let go of my family because we're just not compatible. We're not compatible. And you're probably blessed and lucky to have family that is better than mine, right? But if they're better, then why do they make you feel so confused about the person that you're in love with? Is it because she's black? Are they racist? Because if they are, let me know. I can't hang around racist people. I will always be unsafe. These are all things you have to consider. Think about me before deciding that you want to be with me. Because I'm a black woman, and I can't be with a man that is racist, that has a racist family. You have to stand by your wife. Nobody is giving you children except for the person that you love. And if you want to have children with those people and be with them, then baby, I can't stop you from that. I can't stop you. But you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision. If you had to force them to change, how can I trust racist people if they're racist? If they think it's weird that you're in love with me, what's so weird about that? What's so strange about it? Right?
need a partner who values balance. Someone who sees relationships as a space for support and strength.
And I do understand that you need a place to run to. You need a support system, people to talk to. You're absolutely free to have that. But like I said, I would never move in with you and people that I don't know. Getting to know you is one thing. Then it's another thing getting to know your family, reading them. Am I safe to bring my kids around them? People have all sorts of different personalities. And when you get people in other people in your life, it's almost like you have to carry them and deal with them, and the burden can be really heavy. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like I said, if I'm going to be with a man and he wants to be with his family, it's fine, as long as the family is not working against me. Because why should we be alone? Right? Why should we hold this love alone, or this relationship by ourselves? But if the wife is not feeling safe, if the wife is feeling criticized, if every time you guys are making the wife feel like she's not loved by the rest, no one wants to tiptoe around anybody's family members. If I was with my ex, when I was with my ex-boyfriend, Evan, and my family would make fun of his shoes, I would do a little giggle, but guess who I would run after? I would run after Evan. Are you okay, my love? Are you? Because in my heart, even if his shoes look funny, his heart was broken when all he was doing was trying to impress me. So I would run to him and I would show him love and I would show him comfort, because I would be hurt when he's hurt. So I just don't want, I don't have time to keep convincing people that I'm special, that I'm important. And if you don't believe it, then that's fine. If you choose them, then you just don't belong to me. That's all that is. And I prefer not to have my time wasted. There are plenty of fish in the sea. You're not the only most beautiful guy. There's other beautiful people. And that's not me trying to hurt your feelings. That's not me trying to break your ego. That's me telling you that I've seen a lot. I've seen better. I've seen more. And if I say I've seen better, it's probably physically, just a physical thing, just to say physically. And the physical appearance kind of gives me a little bit of a motivation. Like, okay, like, but I've also, like, I've never really seen better. Like, I think you're the nicest and the one guy that has actually came this far. But there's other people that, but I've seen, all I can say is that I have seen better. I've seen God, and I hate to say I've seen God, because you wouldn't even, if you asked me how he looked, I could explain it, but you probably wouldn't believe me. I don't even tell anybody I've seen God. I've never seen God. I don't know what it looks like. But what I'm just saying is that I can only imagine what he looks like. And yeah, I mean, the first person that I've ever seen was the Almighty God. I'm a believer. You have a woman that's a believer. And when you have a woman that believes in God, you can't bind her. You can't keep her bound, because God is a wonderful master. And you know what? Once he shows you all the abilities and the things that he's capable of doing, it's up to you if you want to have your eyes and your mind open to it, to believe and be like, wow, you see, these are little things. God is a big kahuna. These are just little things. God made the world. He made birds. He breathed into their lungs. This is just small stuff. There's a much bigger creator out there, right? So, if you choose your family over me, there's nothing I can do about that. You'll wake up one day and say, wow, I can't believe I chose my family over my wife. This is the craziest thing I can't believe it. Because you'll spend the rest of your life trying to convince them about someone that they don't understand, because I'm a dove. You don't understand. I don't belong to just anybody. When I have the creator of the universe on me or in me, I have to be cautious with every move that I make. I can't just give myself away to anybody. Everybody has to be investigated. Yes, even my partner. I hope you understand what I'm saying, right? The Bible says I came to separate mother from daughter, son from... I had to separate from my daughter and spend life alone. That hurt, but it had to be done. When God said, let your daughter go, I had to do what God said. There is no arguing with the creator of the universe. You can't. There's nothing to argue about. Once he says it must be done, it will be done. It's mercy when we're able to ask, well, God, why don't you give me the strength if you want me to do it? That's what I said. I said, God, give me the strength. That's all you have to do, is give me the strength, because you're attached. You're attached. You are afraid of being alone. You're afraid of being abandoned. And that's completely understandable. I would never ask you to make sudden moves. I want you to feel comfortable underneath your own skin. I want you to know that I want the best for you, not the worst. And I want you to make decisions according to how comfortable and ready you feel. I don't want you to be a reckless thinker and mover. I want you to listen to your body, because your body could be telling you something that different from mine, if that's what it's going on, right? It's all about communication, my love.
Not sacrifice and silence. Yes, I want to love. I want to share my life with someone special. I want to laugh, cry, grow, and build a future together.
I would like to. I also want you to know that I don't have the capacity. That I'm recovering, and no matter how long it takes, and how not, I don't really have a desire to play and have family meetings and gather. I don't have that desire anymore. I've been so far apart from my partner that my goal, I know too much. Everything else is a distraction. In order for me to prepare my king and my partner for the future, we have to be devoted to each other there is something that I had to do, we had to do to work on ourselves, to prepare ourselves for forever. That's stretching. I don't have time to convince people to say, oh, come to the gym, let's go do this. I don't have, those are not my people. Everybody find your own husband and convince them to do what they need to do. It's not my job to encourage everyone to get. You get what I mean? All I can do is encourage my partner, and everybody that has eyes and ears, let them see and let them hear and let them listen, and let's move forward with our lives, right? But it's not my job to try to convince people not to eat meat, not to do this, not to do that. All I can do is get better and take over and make that difference by being the one that holds the pen eventually.
But I also want to keep growing as an individual. These days, finding someone who truly understands this feels rare, almost like looking for a needle in a haystack. It seems like so many people expect love to come with conditions, with compromises, that feel more like giving up. That's not the kind of love I believe in. Still, I haven't lost hope. I believe that somewhere out there, someone exists who sees the world the way I do.
And you know what? There probably is someone that sees the world the way that you do. And I mean, I thought I did. I feel like I did, or I might, but you know, if you feel like you see things from a different point of view as I do, then maybe we're not twins. Maybe we're not meant to be with each other. You know, I remember watching that movie called 50 Shades of Grey, where he had these desires to hit his wife with a belt and all these kind of things. And it's like, why do we have to do that? Why do you have to hurt me in order for you to feel good? And, you know, eventually she walked away and he had to be forced to change. You know, he had to be forced to change if he wanted to be with her. In life, it's all about compromise. If you can't find a compromise, it's about surrender.
Someone who understands that true love doesn't ask you to lose yourself. It helps you find more of yourself. I hope that one day I'll meet that person. Maybe then I won't be so afraid. Maybe then love won't feel like a risk, but a gift. Until then, all I ask is for your prayers and understanding.
Well, you know, if you don't feel like I'm the one for you, I feel like, why don't you just, I don't have time to pray for you. Why don't I just find my person? Since you haven't found your you haven't found your person, what's the point of me praying for you? Why should I pray for you to find your person when I could be praying for me and my actual person? You get what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Pray for yourself. I mean, I hope you find someone. That's all I can do is say is hopefully you find that person.
Tell me, am I being unreasonable for wanting all this? Am I wrong for being afraid? Or is it okay to want love without losing myself in the process?
Well, I all I have to do is say is that in order to fall in love, you have to have trust. And if you can't trust your partner, then trust God with the person that he puts you with. This is the reason why the Bible says, put your trust in God. Get to know God. I've made moves in life that were unreasonable, that were too much, but God told me to trust him and I trusted him. And he didn't fail me. He didn't fail me. Look where I'm at now. I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to be in the grave. I've been walking this life with God. I've been on the street with God. I mean, I did the craziest things with God. I mean, I remember flashing my vagina to the train. I was so lucky I never got arrested. I mean, there is so much crazy stuff that I did in life that I just, I jumped over this fire and didn't get burned. all I can say is that love is unpredictable, which makes it spontaneous. The reason why the universe makes it this way is to spice up your connection. If you knew everything that was going to happen, you would want to die. You'd be like, I don't care. I already know what's going to happen. You'll be bored to death. But it's like this because you're designed to for mysteries. It's a mystery. Oh, that's what a gift is. Life is a gift. You have to open it slowly. You get what I mean? There is a surprise. Every day is a surprise. Look at us. Wow, what a surprise. Who knew we would be the ones for each other? I mean, I don't think we're for each other after what I just heard. I mean, after all, you probably already doubting our connection. And, if you're doubting it, then I don't see a point in me going on and saying, oh, he's the one. I don't want to be disappointed. Do you think I want to be disappointed? You think I want to walk around talking about this is the one, the next thing you know is not the one? I'm tired. This is how I've been living my life, thinking every guy that comes around that I fall in love with is the one. Next thing you know, they're gone. So, like I said, I don't have it in me to argue. I'm not a child. I have children to raise. I'm a woman, So I don't have time to deal with adults. Immature, ignorant, so-called college graduates that still don't understand the simplicities of life. Yet I have little resources to live with. I have zero money in my bank account. But they have millions of dollars in their bank account, thousands or millions of dollars. But they can't, they expect me to argue with them about faith, about God. You get what I mean? I don't have time for that. I don't have time for it. What I do is I write a book, you read it, you understand it or you don't understand it. You tell me what you don't understand. That's how business works. But to sit at a table arguing about everything, that's not the kind of family I want to be a part of. I'm very picky. I'm very cautious. Because when I have my children, I love them and they're so beautiful. And I want to make sure they live a good life. I want to make sure that they walk this, they're people. I never want to spank my child or any of my children again. I want to fix myself so I don't want to be in a family or around people that are going to damage my mental health worse than it already has been from Africa to America. They've already screwed me up to the point where when I had my daughter, I couldn't even raise her well, so she had to be adopted. So why should I be in a family that's going to make me feel bad about who I am? I can't change my skin color, so I have to love it, and I do love it. I can't just up and snap my fingers and I have good hair, so I have to learn to love my hair. I don't want to be in a family where I'm arguing about my physical appearance. That's not the big picture to me. That's not a big deal. The big deal is, am I healthy on the inside? I don't have AIDS. I don't have a disease. I don't have gonorrhea. I don't have, you know what I mean? I don't have cancer. I don't have, you know what I mean? I no longer have paranoid schizophrenia. I mean, I hear a little bit of the voices, but it's going away. But even with that, you know what I mean? Those are so many things to be grateful for. I have arms, I have legs. I don't want to be in a family where we're arguing about stupid things. Why doesn't she brush her hair? Or did you pay her? Did you give her money to brush her hair? Why is she wearing that dress? Did you give her money to buy a new dress? Simple as that. Why doesn't she have her own money? Well, no resources. I'm not going to let anybody make me feel bad about who I am when all I have is myself. So if that's the kind of family that is with you, then I think you should deal with your people first.